to pray. There's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Kira's show here. Now, whenever we last left off, Deku had just explained a bit more about his past, along with the fact that we had a bit of a episode with Deku Pool. So, that was where things were tricky. Now, with that being said, let us continue. Deku is explaining a bit more about coding and how to do things, along with, on the occasion, them switching off who's driving. Deku basically showing Momo how to do things with code and actually looking into things. When they need to stop for gas, Deku gives them a bit of a test, usually seeing if they can hack into or activate the fuel pump. So, he would have showed them how to do it and walked them through it. Eventually, them doing so. Now, this would basically be Deku just testing them and messing around with them, so that they can all at least chill out for a minute. Along with actually walking inside and getting some road trip snacks. It's been a while, and Momo did say that she wants to show them some things about her quirk, but she'll need food. Since, this is how her quirk works, her explaining it a bit. These two are actually understanding. Now, with that being said, they would be back on the road again, along with Momo basically showing off, or at least doing what she thinks she can to show off. She doesn't want to make a gun in a car while they're on the highway, because if someone sees her make it with her quirk, then, it would be suspicious. So she does simpler things. Now, with that being said, they would eventually arrive into this new city and meet up with the Brotherhood. So, exactly what is going to happen next? This is going to be a bit tricky. Now, to meet up with the Brotherhood, Deku, he would walk out of the car, along with actually seeing someone else in a different outfit. He was told to look out for someone in the specific garb, or, gear, as you can call it. They are clearly posing as a local hero, or a hero suit, as to stand out. As the man would sit down at a park bench, and Deku would have walked over, sitting down alongside the man, the two actually being a little chat. The man saying part of the code phrase, while Deku would finish it. Now, with that being said, the man, he would have given instructions to Deku, saying that they must meet up nearby, as he would hand him a paper, telling him to head these directions, or at least to these coordinates. The man standing up and leaving. Deku would actually listen, and he would walk back over to the car. These two somewhat watching him get in, asking if everything went well, to which he would just say yes. It did. And he would ask them if they were looking at the cameras. To which Momo would just say that she kinda was, but other than that, they didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Actually, it all seemed perfectly normal. If we didn't know who you were, then the handoff wouldn't have looked very suspicious. Now, they would leave. Deku putting these coordinates into his computer and getting a location. Typing it into the GPS. And they would go. Deku, he is in the driver's seat right now. These other two are a bit annoyed and stuffed up. They've been in this car for 2 days. Getting out of it and actually relaxing and stretching your legs would be a good idea. So, they would head to this location. Now, this location they are heading to, it is a dig site. So, this will be very interesting. Along with that, whenever Deku does get out of the car and look around, along with Momo and Toga, things seem to be a bit cool. Or at least just a little off. So, exactly what are they doing here? As they would be greeted with a man. Well, by a man. And he would welcome them. Actually saying it is quite new to see them. Faces around here don't really change. So, he's guessing that they must be the group here for the project. To which Deku would answer, yes, they are. In fact, they were also told that they would be staying somewhere nearby. Isn't that correct? The man answering yes. Now, with that, he would follow the man, and they would begin to head downward, looking at this area, or what he believes to be a way into this ancient temple. Deku being confused when he says that. There is nothing here on the surface. So exactly, why are you looking for something? The man just stating that whatever was here has been lost to history. But that is less important. The people here, they are looking for the artifact they are looking for also. They are not Templars, but quite simply historians. If they find it, they will put it back where we believe it was once hidden. It used to be a crown jewel somewhere in, well, the British area. So, we believe that whoever took it hid it somewhere around here. We are not sure why. Then, they possibly collapsed the temple, as to let it be forgotten by time. That's happened somewhere around what we date to be the 20th century. So, this will be even trickier. Now, Deku hearing this would somewhat understand, but why would you destroy... Actually, it doesn't make sense, actually. If you let it be buried, then it will be forgotten by time. So, do we have any word about the Templars? As the man would just tell Deku that they do. Templars, they are trying to find a different pathway in. This dig site, we do have people here. At least monitoring for Templar engagement. So, whenever we get through and into the temple, we will start operations fully. The man just handing Deku a, envelope, saying that he was told to give this to him. Deku taking it and opening it up. It is a large sum of cash along with a note. Deku pulling out the note and reading it. It is directions and instructions. So, this is going to be tricky, as they would listen to what the note says. Basically, they are to pose as kids here for a summer trip, or quite simply, foreigners just looking to explore the area. They've learned Japanese and everything about that. Along with that, to at least not be, his usual self. Basically, act very friendly. You're all here to have fun. Deku listening to it, and somewhat changing his mood, as they would all leave, heading for the hotel. Now, they would all get separate rooms and at least talk in Deku's. Deku basically stating that this is going to be a bit trickier. But hey, it shouldn't be all that bad. The only thing that was bad about it was that one guy in the lobby. The other two a bit confused. Deku just saying that the guy seemed to be a bit, well, impatient. Or quite possibly, another assassin. The way he looked at us, he was looking at targets. So, we need to be careful. Templars are obviously here already. They may have suspected us, but I'm not sure. Now, Deku would just continue on, along with actually hacking into the cameras, and just sitting on his bed. He really should just take a shower, but he at least wants to see where this guy is headed first. Knowing that things may be getting, well, tricky if he is a Templar. Deku keeping an eye on him. The man is just waiting in the lobby as soon as Deku sees that there is a bit of a problem. Another group of 3 people did walk in. In fact, the man took notice to them, too. He's taking notice to particularly small groups. If it's 1 person, yeah, that's fine. 2 people, he'll at least side-eye. But if it's 3, he'll at least tilt his head to get a better look at them. As to look like he's just, well, staring at the visitors. So, he's guessing that he's their Templar. And something Deku would have seen that made him a bit more eerie is the fact that he began to walk toward the elevator with the other 3 people. So, this will be trickier, as Deku would just jump up from his bed, and the other 2 would hear him in his room, as he would get out and walk past. The other 2 on comms, basically asking what's going on. Deku just saying that he's got a bit of a theory, and he wants to test it. Now, Deku, he would just walk toward the elevator. Toga, she's not really, well, concerned, because Deku can take care of himself. So, she's gonna go hop in the shower. Momo, she's a bit more, well, concerned. This may blow their cover. Besides, the Templar, he's gonna be a bit trickier to deal with, right? Deku just somewhat stating that if he is, then he'll get it. Deku pressing the button and waiting for the elevator. As he walks in, the man looks somewhat annoyed, but he does at least pay attention to Deku for a second. And Deku can tell this man's ready. He's hacked into the elevator's cameras, and he's looking at the man's wrist. He is carrying a blade, so he'll have to make this quick. As Deku cuts the elevator feed and does one simple thing. He makes the elevator somewhat stop. The elevator would shake as the lights go out, and begin to move rapidly, up and down the shaft. As Deku would have turned and immediately began to smash into this man, smashing his head into the back of the elevator and letting him hit the ground. As Deku himself would fall backwards, and the lights would come back on. Deku basically holding the blade towards his wrist, and sliding it up his sleeve, asking if the man is okay. To which the other 3 in the elevator would just say that it seems like he'll be fine. But is he okay? To which Deku would respond, basically being confused and acting out a little bit of a play. So, The man was clearly Templar, but he will be taken to the hospital for some time, along with it being seen as a elevator malfunction. So, that's going to be easy to explain. Deku walking back to his room, taking the stairs this time. So, that will be easy. Deku would eventually get there as Momo would try and knock on his door. Deku would answer it and show her quite simply the weapon. It was just a regular knife. Or at least it seems to be. Same markings as that one blade that I saw. Clearly Templar. So, as Deku's phone would ring, and he would answer. It is the Creed. They are asking for what happened at the hotel. Deku explaining. He encountered their Templar, as they would just ask if he killed their opponent. Deku saying no. He made it look like an accident happened, and their little Templar is being taken to a hospital to recover. Let's just say an electrical malfunction. He's not dead though, so they won't get suspicious. Now, Deku would explain how he did it, along with making it look realistic. The feed cut out, then the elevator went haywire. So, it shouldn't be all bad. The Creed actually somewhat respecting Deku for this. He actually did save a couple lives. He could have just easily sacrificed them, or not do anything. So it at least does prove that there is something under all that, tech. There is a person still there. So, this is whenever Deku, he would just start talking with Momo. The two going back and forth until they eventually decide that they do need to get some sleep. Her walking out and going back to her room, as Deku heads for a shower and gets things ready. He would take a shower and then get out, getting dressed and hitting the hay. Being awake for 20 hours was actually a bit tricky, but he managed it. And he could finally use the sleep. So, he would just do so. He would wake up, and it would be around 7 in the morning. So, hey, time to get up already. He would get up and actually order a bit of room service, getting some coffee, and actually having a bit of fun. He got some coffee and some pancakes, along with Toru, Toga, and Momo actually getting something different. And they all somewhat had breakfast together. It actually seems to be a bit fun, but things will be different soon. Now, this is where they would head off, heading for the Templars' temple, or I believe. The Templars already did have a strong hold in uncovering this ancient artifact. However, they do still have their own private dig teams. So yeah, it's going to be tricky. As Deku and one of the men will begin talking. The man is stating that to get into the temple, they would need to, find another way. The ones that the Templar use, they're not sure where it's at, or located. Along with that, it would possibly be heavily guarded. So, just getting in would be like a war zone, and cause quite a bit of ruckus. I can see the trouble, so exactly what are we going to do then? Well, you see, we have theories about that. There should be more ways in. Smaller, yes, but even underground ancient civilizations, they need to breathe. So, You may get lucky if you look around and possibly find one of these pathways. They could be seen as tubes or, well, giant pillars, as to stop themselves from getting drowned out. Or quite possibly even, well, die from not being able to breathe down there. So, if you can find one of these, then you can quite possibly get into the temple. But there could be other ways, though you could get stuck in one of those, and, well, it would not be fun. Besides, they are believed to go for miles down. Deku understanding, as they would all begin to look around. Now, I'm gonna leave this part off right here, guys, because I have to go do something real quick, and it's gonna take a long time to do before I go to work. So I do hope you guys enjoyed.